Honey, when I tell you we have some sad news about Steve Harvey, you guys know they're saying that he's trying to flee the country like Russell. Okay, if you guys did not know Russell, he fled the country at Bali because what he did to those young girls, honey. Now they're saying Steve Harvey is doing the same thing. I don't know if you guys noticed, but a lot of people were talking yesterday, and this is what I'm gathering. They are saying that they do have Diddy freak off tapes, and you won't believe who's being shopped around the black web whose tape. They said Diddy and Kevin Hart. I got that from Make It Make Sense. Also, Steve Harvey, and I got that from Kiki T, honey. Yeah, Steve Harvey, he was in those freak off tapes. They say that his daughter, Lori Harvey, you guys know that his stepdaughter, Lori Harvey, she was dating Diddy. He gave her up to Diddy. You know, I don't know what sane heterosexual man will give his young, precious stepdaughter to older homosexual down low man that dog women out, that have a history of taking people out of here and just goes with the label of bad boy and just do everything horrible. You know, that's very telling on his part. And they say that Steve Harvey, honey, is something else, okay? And a lot of people were taken back, including me, because, you know, I always thought that Steve Harvey was such a good Christian man. You know, I kind of seen him like, what's that other one name? T.D. Jakes, yes. I saw him like T.D. Jakes, girl. Come to find out, T.D. Jakes was taking so much money from Diddy. Now, what are you doing taking money from the devil? Huh? Honey, they said that T.D. Jakes was on those tapes. Okay, those freak off tapes. And I'm assuming Diddy, you know, he loved men. And he does not discriminate. You know, usually people have a type, but they say Diddy doesn't have a type. He's open to all. You know, as long as you got a body and a hole that he can stick it in, you know, a back door. And they say he gets Steve Harvey, T.D. Jakes liquored up, honey, and he put that stuff on there that he's massaging T.D. Jakes and Steve Harvey with that baby oil that he got. They said that baby oil, honey, is mixed with a lot of, you know, drugs and stuff. And they got different levels of the baby oil, okay? They got the baby oil that numbs it up, okay? He put some type of chemical in the baby oil that numbs that hole up. So when he tearing down that back door, you won't feel it as much to keep the yelling down. Because ever since that video that came out of Meek Mills doing all that screaming and yelling, they didn't like that. So they need to figure out, almost like a pow pow. Have you ever heard those guns? It's so loud. Now you got the guns that don't make a hardly a sound. So they saying that that baby oil is mixed with, what do they call it? Lidocaine? I'm not sure. And you know, they use that horse tranquilizer, you know, to get down and dirty because they're going to Pound Town. Okay, so I know y'all tired of me talking, so I'm going to let you guys see this video because I know that's what you guys are come for. And I just want to say I thank you all for the likes and the shares. That really does my heart justice, and I would love for you guys to keep it up and make sure you guys share the video. And let's look at what they're saying about Steve Harvey fleeing, honey. I ran across those photos of Steve Harvey and I just couldn't believe it. Ooh-wee! Honey, I saw some pictures. I dare not put them up here. But honey, Steve Harvey, I ain't know he was power bottoming like that, okay? Honey. Whew. And you know that Lori, what's her name? Marjorie Harvey. She don't care because she only wants Steve for that money, honey. Okay? Yeah. It's so much I can say, but I ain't. So let's play and let's see what they got to say. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to the Messy Sweet Spot, okay? Let's see.
So Steve Harvey really just dropped everything and fled from the country with his tail between his legs? Because listen, the streets are talking and they're saying Steve pimped out his daughter Lori to Diddy as payment for some favors that Diddy granted him. Now apparently Steve has been Diddy's henchman for a long time, helping him organize freak-offs and clean up after anything goes wrong. In exchange, Diddy gives Steve the invitation to the most exclusive Hollywood clubs. However, when Steve felt like he was losing Diddy, he allegedly put his daughter Lori to work and basically offered her up to Diddy. And there's supposed freak-off footage of Diddy and Lori that even the feds don't have yet. Now that Diddy is facing a very long time in prison, he's pulling out all the stops to get out, exposing every single person who ever contributed to his freak-offs. And Steve Harvey is now waiting around to find out if he's going down with Diddy's sinking ship. But does Diddy really have FO footage of Lori Harvey? And what was Steve's role in all this? Let's break it down. So Diddy is kind of known at this point for catching them young, if you know what I mean. So it's not always surprising every time he pops up with a new girlfriend or side piece that's decades younger than him. However, when pictures of Diddy and Lori Harvey started going viral, the internet was shook, and not just because of the age gap. What really had jaws dropping to the ground was the fact that Lori was Steve Harvey's daughter. I mean, of all people, you would think Steve Harvey would do everything he could to prevent his daughter from getting into certain circles, even though, well, she's an adult and she can date whoever she likes, but Diddy? Come on now. And what made it even creepier was the fact that shortly before she was spotted with Diddy, Lori had been rumored to be in a relationship with Diddy's son Justin, which made more sense because definitely they're closer in age. So for Diddy and Lori to just start going on dates and looking affectionate in public, yeah, something fishy was going on. The dating rumors first started sometime around July 2019 when they were spotted together in Mexico, followed up by a luxury trip to Italy. During this trip, the couple was spotted hanging out with Lori's parents, Steve and Marjorie, and Steve was up there smiling like he won the lottery or something. Even though they never confirmed the dating rumors, Lori and Diddy definitely looked very much like a couple. Things got even spicier when Lori was later spotted rocking a large ring that looked like an engagement ring at a Ciroc event, and rumors were floating around about Lori being engaged to Diddy, and he might have popped a question during that family trip with Lori's family. However, Lori later denied these rumors in a post where she said, "I'm not engaged. Stop believing everything y'all read on a blog." Well, fans were about to
I can't help but to think that Diddy was pounding down Lori Harvey. And I wonder, how many men did Lori Harvey bring to the freak-offs? Because just like Cassie, bringing all those men to the freak-offs, because that's what he gets these girls for, to bring in men. Okay? So he can have his way with them. And they saying that he did it with Young Miami, even though she will not confirm it, because she's down with the diddler too. Who else? Lori, and she had those white nails during the time she was with Diddy. Then she had them taken off because she was just doing those freak-offs to be with Diddy. Honey, I'm telling you, this shit is demonic out here. All those escorts, full demonic, because all those escorts, think about it, those escorts, they live to serve as weirdos, because a lot of them motherfuckers, I don't mean to cuss, but a lot of those individuals that go for those escorts are weird. They're awkward. They got so much demons on them. And these escorts, they don't care. It's all about the money. So they taking these demons in and having that spirit transfer all on them. And Diddy is bringing these escorts filled with all these demons on them and getting it into Lori, and Lori passing it on to all the men she dating. Whew, honey, I tell you. And then on top of it, they got to do all them drugs, to get common sense out the way, They want to break down all your common sense. And that's why they do get you on them drugs real bad. And it's sad because they're saying that Diddy, he's like a gatekeeper. And in order to be successful in this game, you're going to have to participate, go to these parties, drink them drugs, and then get those demonic demons inside you with the freak-offs. Okay? Honey, this is terrible. And they're definitely coming after your kids. So that's why I say, Leave this Hollywood, leave this fame, leave this shit all alone. Okay, they ain't nothing but a trap. Whew, I tell you, and they got so much power, you know. Oh, I tell you, let me stop because I know y'all don't want to hear me talking. Y'all don't want to hear me talking. I know y'all don't. Let's go.
We're about to be fooled with that weak ass comment, but I mean, because everything about Lori and Diddy's relationship was given romance. In fact, Lori was spotted wearing white nail polish during the trip that she took with Diddy together, which fans started to look and wonder if it had anything to do with the things Cassie said in her lawsuit. Cassie accused Diddy of making her wear white nail polish and lingerie during freak-offs because Diddy liked to watch how the color contrasted with BBs he used to hire for the encounters. And looking back, it's really odd that almost every woman Diddy has even romantically linked to, even his mama, was spotted wearing white nail polish with him at some point. So yeah, it's given major red flags, and when asked about it, Diddy's son, King Combs, didn't really have much to say. He said they're good. They're just being private time. That's up to them. It sounded like King was trying really hard to not spill something he wasn't supposed to, and he was trying to pick his words very carefully. But as much as Diddy tried to keep things under wraps with Lori, word still got out that the relationship was much deeper than just family friendship. According to an insider, he and Lori had a fun fling.
Girl, I can hardly understand what she's saying with all that damn music. Tell Misty, turn that damn music down. Shit, I can't understand that. We don't need to hear the goddamn music. All we just need to hear is what she got to say. God damn.
Diddy is still healing and focusing on himself right now. He is not ready to be in a long-term committed relationship and is focusing on his kids right now. As for Lori, here's what she had to say about the whole thing.
I got that. Now, so many things get written about you in the press, but I've always wanted to know, what is like the biggest misconception about who Lori Harvey is?
It's so funny because I'm so quiet.
Yeah.
There's been so many stories that have been made up about me. Like, I've seen stories about me being like fully in love with somebody and we have like this whole relationship, and I'll see the guy and I'm like, I've actually never even met him before.
No.
Like, full-blown stories I've heard. I've dated a father and son before.
Not true?
Absolutely not true. And I've even heard that I'm a lesbian at one point. So, you know, there's been a lot of different things.
You're
a
like,
lot
I've heard
of
all
stories, a lot of misconceptions.
Does it entertain you?
Oh, I think they're hilarious. I love the stories. They're very entertaining. I will give them that.
Yeah.
Very entertaining, but I just let it roll off my shoulder.
I love that.
However, it seems like all of it might have just been a cover-up because word in the streets is that Diddy was using Lori for some very sinister things. Okay, so before we get into all of that, we need a little context as to what Diddy and Steve Harvey's relationship really is like. See, Diddy and Steve go as back as 2005. When they started running in the same Hollywood circles. During that time, Steve allowed Diddy to have access to his family and his kids, to the point where Steve's kids considered Diddy a family friend. So that just added an extra layer of weirdness to the whole situation. I mean, imagine trying to get with the kid you basically watched grow up while you were already a whole adult. Ew, it's getting messy. Well, however, according to insiders, Steve allowed Diddy to have that kind of access because he was Diddy's henchman. We've seen Steve act like a fanboy around Diddy too many times to count, but it goes way deeper than that. Steve is allegedly one of the minions Diddy calls on when he needs someone to do his dirty work. In exchange, he allows Steve to have access to exclusive Hollywood parties. Some people have speculated that Steve gave Diddy blessings to date Lori as a way of paying back debts he owed Diddy. What were these debts for? We don't know exactly. Have seen the future when he said this the year all the freaks are going to get exposed. As for Lori, well, some people believe that she knew what she was doing all along. One person said, both those men belong to the same brotherhood. She has to get passed around to keep elevating. And yes, her mama taught her the game. They love that lifestyle and willing to pay the price. However, others believe Steve Harvey is just as shady as they come and he's to blame. I always felt Steve Harvey is shady from the way he treated his ex-wife was unbelievable. So don't be surprised if he comes up next in the shady business. But I gotta know what y'all think about all this. Is Steve really going to be in trouble once the feds start leaking those freak-off tapes? And do you believe Lori was happy to let Steve use her for his shady games? Comment below and then check out this next
Girl, I tell you, I done heard enough. I done heard enough, honey. This is disgusting. I can't take no more of this. I need you guys to call in. Not call, but text. Not text, but write. Hell, you know what I'm trying to say. I need you guys to say a word in the comments section. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe here at the Messy Sweet Spot. And I'll see you guys on another video. How about that?